might as well start with Milos. Let's start there. And you guys last year, you're with each other for a little bit. A lot of Canadian tennis fans very excited about the partnership. And then just for time constraints, it didn't work out. Talk about your time with Milos and what you picked up about what he's about while with him.
Well, I like Milos, first of all, as a person. He's extremely serious. He's extremely smart. So in a way, I try to bring some other things to the table, make him sort of enjoy and embrace the moment a little bit more. He gets a little bit where he feels he needs to act a certain way, which is not to show a whole lot of emotion. And I think, obviously, at the highest level, that's a big part of it. And in order for him to sort of match up with the top guys, the Nadals, the Federers, the Djokovic's, he's got to, I think, express to the people watching more emotion and more effort, that they see it and they start to respect that, because he brings a lot to the table. But unless people really sort of sense that they know you a little bit in terms of your personality, in terms about what your hopes and dreams are, I think that they're going to gravitate towards the people that they know more and the people that they've seen win big events in the past. And even though Federer has won, now 18 Grand Slams, when the two of them walk out in the court, the great majority of people are going to look at and want Federer to win. That's why I love the best match Milos ever played to me was when he beat Roger at Wimbledon in the semis, because he looked like he wanted it as much as Roger did, and that's what people respect ultimately. And you get some people on your side, but there's always things to work on with players at any level, but Milos is a big guy, so you don't want to see him, to me, imposing himself and getting closer to net and learning to attack more, and that's what I'm trying to do. I still see Milos sometimes. He has a place in New York, so we get to catch up. The problem was this alleged conflict of interest that I had when I was working TV, so that was something that TV wasn't happy about, although I believe it was something that was fun and different. And even if it was a conflict of interest, I think it would have been good for people to talk about.
Yeah. Do you think that's why you're still so loved to this day, is that connection that you have with the fans that you're talking about with Milos?
I think that when I was playing, there was a love-hate thing. I think a lot of people supported me. A lot of people didn't like me, but at least they had an opinion one way or the other. And I think with some players, Milos is one of them, they don't really feel like they they can't get inside the player's head a whole lot, and they don't see much. And that is the way that Milos thinks. He's obviously growing up. He was taught a certain way. He's certainly a classy young man, but he felt that he works best under those circumstances. I think he would work even better if he was able to, at times, express himself more. This game's very emotional. You're out there by yourself, and that's extremely important to get in the other guy's head. He's got to, be a little nastier at times, I believe, if he wants to get over the hump against these top guys. And I've been lucky personally because of me doing commentary, and people seeing the side of my personality maybe they didn't see before, that I wasn't quite as serious or didn't take myself as seriously as they thought, that allowed them to sort of maybe embrace me a little bit more than they did when I was actually playing. So what I like about coaching or even commentating is that I try to get to the players, especially the people, obviously, that I'm working with, but even players that I just want to see get to be their best, to encourage that in a one-on-one game, people want to see personality, because I think that was slowly but surely taken out of the game for a long time.
And I know people see that in the Champions Challenge as well. And one of the things that struck me when we talked to Milos about you was he said you were still incredibly competitive. Do you still like kicking people's asses on the court?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think we take it a little bit more with a grain of salt at this stage. I mean, I'm not getting the opportunity to go out and try to win Wimbledon.
Right.
That's left to the younger guys like Milos and these great players that we're seeing. I mean, the greats are the greats, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic now is getting that. But for us to get a chance to go play an event in Toronto, for me, that's, I mean, you can't ask for more. I mean, we still get to go out and try to play a game we love. It pushes me to keep myself in good shape. It's set up in a way where an older guy can actually compete one set, so that there's a hope that I could get by one or possibly even win one of these occasionally. And so that's fun. And then you can express yourself and show what people want to see. I mean, they want to see me yell and scream at an umpire. It gets a little tough if you have the challenge system because there's no reason to yell at them anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
But at any rate, it's still fun that people. I mean, it's an opportunity for us to do something that has made us the people and the people that we are. And so the fact that actually, hopefully, people will still come out and see us is rather amazing. And none of us, at the end of the day, want to lose. I mean, that's why we got to the position we wanted to in the first place.
Yeah.
John, you know, we talk to you, we talk passion, we talk about passion in the game of tennis. And Denis Shapovalov had an incident at a Davis Cup event here in Canada, Super Bowl weekend, where he hit a ball and hit the chair up in the eye, broke an orbital. It made the rounds. What did you think of when you saw that?
I thought if it was me, they would have put me in jail and sent me away for a year. But he's a young kid, and he obviously did something incredibly dumb because just number one, just hitting a ball that would even risk, being in a situation where you could hit an umpire, or he could have hit a little kid, or I mean, that's just. You've seen players do that. Most of the time, they have thought this through a tiny bit, where they'd hit it high into the stands, where it would be no harm, no foul. I think that me personally, even though this is the ultimate pot calling the kettle black, it should have been a harsher penalty so that he would have known, that he would have never had even thought about doing something like that again. And he's young enough where it's not going to affect him a great deal one way or the other in terms of his career, even if he was suspended for 6 months.
Right.
I don't know what the suspension was, but I believe it was no suspension and like a $10,000 fine or something, which to me was rather amazing.
It still might not be done, but that's where we're at right now. The other part of the equation, and people knowing this from watching you over the years, is that you're a huge sports fan. And Raonic came on this show, and he ended up being our NBA analyst because he loves the NBA so much. I know you're a basketball fan, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were at the game at MSG when Charles Oakley got kicked out, were you not?
I was there. Yes, I was.
What did you see, and were you as shocked as the rest of the world?
Well, I'm a big Knicks fan. I think most people that know me at all know that. And obviously, if you go back to 15, 20 years ago when the Oaks man was taking care of a lot of people, including Ewing, and making the team a step, or, if it wasn't for the Bulls, it could have won a couple of championships. It ended up, to me, sort of being a lose-lose. I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't hear anything before it got ugly. But when it got out of hand, it became a situation where everyone was, feeling sick to their stomach. And I think that, when they look back, even Jim Dolan ended up realizing that the way it was handled was not handled well, and Oakley was realized, I believe, that after the unfortunate situation came where they asked him to leave, that he didn't handle it well after that. So I found it best to sort of stay as far away from it as possible.
I wouldn't want to get near Oakley.
Yeah, it's smart, John.
I feel like, I want Charles Oakley to be respected and loved the way he deserves it, hopefully, and wants to be. But, I know that from my own experiences at times, that when I believe 100% that I was right, but I would do something stupid, and then the next thing you know, it would all be all about what I did. And then I'd have to realize that what I did was stupid also.
Right.
I mean, because there's nothing.
Good perspective.
It is, because there's nothing but phones going up, right, John? I mean, you can see that. Like, there's you don't know what to do in that situation, so it's not fair to. So, it's not fair to you. It's not fair to people around him. But, John, the one thing I did want to ask you, and the one thing we really don't know, because it's been accused Charles was being a problem beforehand. Just for the record, you didn't see any of that.
Just for the record, I did not see any of that before. No, I did not.
Okay.
And neither did I don't know the details. That would be. He poked me in my back just a few minutes before the security came up to him, and I introduced him to my son because I was with my son at the game, and he appeared. I had forgotten about their history. I don't know exactly what it is, but he looked dapper as usual. He always wears these great suits, and he looked like he was okay to me.
Yeah. Well, Oakley is always loved here, and I think the fans in New York love him as well.
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, he's one of the best Knicks that ever played. But you hate to see him sort of losing it also. But at the same time, it was just the whole thing was just sad.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate, and hopefully we can get a happy ending to this, however you define that. John, this is a treat.
Yeah.
We get to talk to you every day. We're big fans, and we appreciate you coming on. Thanks for this.
You got it, guys. Take care.